Okay.
You'll need Nazen salt, Gnatzit's acid, winestone, and lard. I can sell you these ingredients.
Thanks.
You can replace the Nazen salt with hellebore petals if you wish.
Thanks. I'll check out her wares. Book of Animals, information on dogs and wolves, swamp monsters. This is a pretty good book. And this is also a pretty good one, but we don't have the money for any of this. What's this? Technically, we don't need it. We don't have much money, but yes, of course. Since the game is what it is, I'm doing this. I'm saving. And then we're deleting these autosaves. Because I want the game to be stable. Keeping this, because this was at the beginning of the recording session, and in case anything goes wrong, we can fall back to that. But with that said, let's play some more game. Even if playing the game just means talking with people. And of course, taking out rabid wolves and selling to bar guests. This is a fast style. Great. Yeah, so the contract disappears from the inventory as we use them, or hand them in, really. So let's continue along the road here and see where we get to. White Wolf versus Bad Doggo. White Wolf wins. Entrancing commentary. No. We're finally to where I only have vague recollections of having played the game and not having any recording issues. Just watch the game crash in a second, right? But no. Meaning that finally we can play the game properly and just... What the hell? No? Okay. In any case, enough monkeying around. Let's go. Is it following me? I think it's following me. I don't necessarily like this. It's actually rather unnerving. But can we art the monkey? No, we cannot art the monkey. Is it taking our money? No, it's not. I don't know what's up with that monkey. Just know it's monkeying around, and that's some monkey business. Can we give... I don't know why. Probably some quest later where we put stuff in this and it does stuff. That's a moon. Yeah, the crypt is there. Whatever's in the crypt. I don't know. Probably irrelevant for some other stuff, but let's go around towards it anyway. Right, that's some blue light. That blue light might give us something, but what's over here first? Let's see. Not a fireplace. Can we only level up at fireplaces? World. We are here. There's Vizima. There's Tamari. It's Redania, Catwin, Edan, Sintra, and Nilfgaard further south. And Kovra and Povis up low. But this map here is more or less where we'll be spending the game. In the various chapters and acts. Let's check the hero. Can I put points into him now? Need a bronze talent. Do we have any talents? We are level 5, but we don't have any talents? What are these talent points? Maybe we need to have 10 levels before we get a point. Or some points, I can't honestly remember. Maybe we need to rest to do it. But no, we don't have enough plants to do anything anyway, so... I'll not meditate. Yeah, if you look on the clock here, it doesn't just tell us the time, it also informs us if our location is dangerous or safe. If there's the blood smears and the claw marks, we're in a dangerous place. Where enemies can spawn and we're not entirely safe. Yeah, very usual if you're in dangerous places, you see unsafe. So whoop whoop whoop. And the scabbard graphics are also, of course, non-existent in this game, and the second game, however, just absolutely blew everyone away when it had proper scabbards. And the third game sort of went a bit lazy on it. The medallion to detect nearby monsters or magic. If set to detect magic, the medallion will vibrate near places of power. Set the medallion, meditate, and open the inventory. Then select magic and monster detection. Technically, in the lore, the Witcher medallion detects both. But, can we get anything? Ritual of Magic. This is given us Ritual of Magic. For 5 in-game hours we have increased sign intensity. Crypt entrance. Something tells me that the crypt will be a dangerous place. Let's wait with going down there until we have an actual reason to go there. As much as I like exploring, I would rather not have to run down several times. Just in case it's a dangerous place as well. But you've also got our trusty hip axe and a thigh knife. We will not be using those for combat. I do not think. But we will use them for selling. We just need to find someone to sell it to, such as a blacksmith. Location map is a bit more useful. Let's follow the other road then, see where that takes us. Even if it's just taking us to nowhere. Oh, who's this guy?
Damn squirrels! Assaulting convoys like during the war.
He's not talking about squirrels as the animals, he's talking about the Scoia'tael. The all means elven terrorists. Now I'm saying elven and not non-human terrorists. There's a good reason for this, but we'll get into that later when we actually run into them. But humans call them squirrels because Scoia'tael, squirrel, and because they wear squirrel tails in their hats. Merchant's Bridge. Leading into the Ziva. Oh no, doggo. Wobble. Shoot. Wobble. Shoot. Dead. Shoot. Entrancing commentary. But really getting back into the game, even though we haven't really done much yet. I can't help but remember why I love this game and just why I love the series, because the first game really captures the just dreadful, and I mean this in absolute most positive way, dreadful atmosphere of the world. Sure, the books have pleasant moments as well, but for the most part the world is just, it's not a happy world, it's not an adventurous world. Even if the basic gist of the Witcher world is fairy tales are all real, but they're a bit more edgy. As in, you know, that's a good example. The Ugly Duckling. He starts out ugly, turns out he was just cursed to be ugly. And then it turns out he was a beautiful prince, but because of all of his time spent as an ugly person or whatever, because of the curse. No, actually instead. He's a proper prince, but he's been cursed. Maybe the curse isn't actually real, it's just something people say because of his actions or whatever. But allegedly he's been cursed to be ugly, but not on the outside, rather on the inside. So he's a whoremonger and all-around awful person. So someone sets out to lift the curse from him, that person ending up, funnily enough, being Geralt, because he's the main character. Or at least the one of the main characters of the books or the series. So he sets out, lifts the curse, but it turns out that no, the curse was not magical, and he had known this all the way from the start. So his method of lifting the curse was actually just teaching the booger, the cursed prince or whatever, how to be a good person, and then they become friends. Or whatever. At least that's a way of doing it. It could also be that he's physically cursed to become a monster, and Geralt has to fix it, and then they live happily ever after. I'm terribly sorry about my lack of coherent speech. Rough day at work. But not really all that rough, you know. It's not a case of, oh, just get home and, oh, I'm just destroyed. More a case of spending 15 minutes or so. Oh my Christ, cool. Just spending 15 minutes, wait, another cool. Group style. 15 minutes yelling. Not because of anything being frustrating at work, but because of the work being about, you know, frantically yelling at someone and then having to repeat that for a good bit until come on. Geralt, don't unequip your unready art sign. We need that. So they're digging down and we're not getting anything to show from it. Thanks. Got a trunk. Some coin. No. This is an environmental puzzle. Do we need to... Oh, it's because now it's a safe location, so we can't draw a sword or use the signs. Certain these boxes, but what it's the merchant's guild, the trading guild, or whatever they roughly reused in the second game. Also the third game too, I think. But you know, when your work or job includes or involves straining your voice for longer periods of time, then you can... Is that anything interesting? Probably can't enter this email, but I'll check them out anyway. But you know, when your job involves straining your voice and so on, maybe the best idea isn't to be keeping a let's play. But no one said I was the smartest guy around. I'm the speaking guy though. That's literally my job and my hobby.
Halt! What?
What do you mean, what? I want to enter the city.
There's a... what do they call that? A quarter line.
Will it last long, this quarantine?
Commander's job to know, not mine.
And I guess the commander's inside. Does this quarantine apply to everyone?
Dunno.
Have you let anyone in?
People with passes, they're allowed in.
I see. Let's talk.
Does the Reverend know you're here?
I'll just ask him who, because we're probably not going to get in anyway if we're telling the Reverend knows we're here. Just to get a quick rundown on the Reverend.
Who?
Strangers aren't welcome here. Be off.
Okay. I should have seen that one coming. But, yeah. Quarantine and the city guard are not the most educated bunch. That's what we learned from that Michael guy. Or Mikul. Probably Michael. Widely respected because he has become a city guard, and that's quite a career for someone from the outskirts. I'm sorry. No. And he seems lazy and lecherous. He cares little about the problems of the outskirts and tends only to his own interests. By day, Michael stands guard at the gate of the steamer. So yes, he's a village lad who somehow made it a bit bigger than just being a dirt farmer. Therefore, he has a smug air around him. And we're going down here. Let's check here first. Well, I mean, the game is, despite being old, still very beautiful. But there we have the Drowner. The most memed about. And there we go, the first drop of the word meme. Holy. It's the memed about monster in the series. Wait. Fishing village. Can we climb up again? Yes, we can. And it's funny because in the games, sure, no. Let's just say that we will see a few drowners later. Maybe a bit more than a few. But in the books, they are, like any other monster, dangerous, even if just you know, when alone or in small groups. Because as the name sort of alludes to, they drown people. And they're very strong, so even a one learned witcher could potentially have problems with them. In case of video games, that's a bit, we need some... Oh boy. Let's go check that out. But yeah, the game kind of needs some random mooks to cut to pieces every now and again.
Send them to the reservation.
Let's check this out, because this here does not seem solidary or healthy.
What's your business with this dwarf?
We're shaving off his beard. What's it to you?
Alright. The second one here, that's more neutral, but Geralt is by all means not neutral, even though witches have to be neutral, that's fine for their job. Geralt is a big goody two-shoe and he stands for justice. Even though the one time he awoke to justice properly in the books resulted in his death. But he will still, in fringe cases, go for the greater good. Or just, fumbling his way into, somehow doing what is actually the good thing, even if it is from a completely objective and, not nihilistic, but, what's the word? From a cynical point of view or whatever. You'd probably get what I mean once I finish the sentence. From that specific kind of point of view, it would actually be worse for everyone, really, on a bigger scale, to do that thing he's going to do or to interfere. Whereas interfering is better for the immediate moment. And sometimes Geralt is able to do both at the same time, but usually he will not stand for injustice. So let's tell this random guy to better move along.
You'd be better off moving along.
Love non-humans, do you?
Sheathe your weapon and stop waving those arms around if you want to keep them.
Ooh, a live one. Get him, lads. Kill the deviant.
You asked for it.
And this here is what usually happens in The Witcher when a new quest racist starts intervenes from the racist ideas. That is in character for Geralt. Geralt is, funnily enough, as the main character of 90s book series, 90s fantasy book series, a defender of justice and of destroyal of fate.
Thanks for getting those hounds off my back. Wait, Geralt, is it you? Well, I'll be damned.
Something wrong? You don't look well. Are you hurt?
True to a witcher. Died, came back to life. Nobody's seen him for 5 years, and he wants to know if something's wrong.
Who are you?
Yeah, drunk. I'm your pal, Zoltan Chiri. Where have you been? Why haven't I heard from you? What about...
Not sure I can explain much.
Ah, you don't need to tell Zoltan Chiri anything. Let's just say I'm glad to see you. Though it would be nice to resolve some matters.
You misunderstood. I lost my memory. I only remember the last few weeks.
Know what, Geralt? Let's have a beer and talk like we used to. Clear your mind and maybe some things will come back to you.
Now, Zoltan here is one of Geralt's good friends from the books. They weren't friends at the start of the book series, but they became fast friends over the course of the books. And Zoltan is a great character and a great friend of Geralt's. Great guy all around. He also used to have a parrot that would swear, because, it had learned to talk. But what it mainly said was just, "Fucking hell!" So it's a great scene in the books where at this camp, and it just starts getting... the camp just gets trampled and overrun by enemy soldiers. It's a war camp with soldiers in it. And Geralt and his friends is caught in the crossfire and tries to get out of there alive. And this bird, this parrot, Marshall Duda or something, that's at least what it's internationally called, I think. At least in the Witcher card game, Gwent. I can't remember It's if it had a. No, I'll quickly look it up because let's see which Zoltan bird, because it's a Field Marshal Windbag. That's what it's known as in the translation. The proper name for it in Polish is Feldmarszałek Duda. So Duda is its proper name, but yes. It's a swearing bird, but so it's flying around during this massacre at the camp, and everyone's just, it's big chaos, and the Sapkowski, it even survived the translation, the absolute chaos in the writing. That is, a stylistic choice there. It's pretty neat. I think it's book 5, Baptism of Fire. I think so, yeah. And then it's just every now and again just interjected with "fucking hell" from the parrot, and it's just, that's The Witcher, really. It's this edgy, grim, dark world, but it still has a sense of humour and irony, and doesn't take itself all that seriously, or rather has silly elements, but takes itself completely dead serious, in a way. As in, the characters don't wink at the camera or at the reader, that is a bit silly. So you get this, oh, this is silly moment to yourself, without having it rubbed in your face. So it becomes all the sweets that you notice, oh, this is a bit silly. So, yeah, The Witcher is not all serious. That's why you might also find me laughing a bit at a few jokes and so on, because it's meant to be, it has its light-hearted moments every now and again. But I've talked enough about Zoltan and about his bird, so let's actually talk to him. Something's bothering him, it seems.
You look like something's bothering you.
Yes, a nasty matter. My friend was to meet me in this village some time ago, but he never appeared.
Think he might be in trouble?
I hope not. But I wouldn't be surprised if he were. He joined the Squirrels recently and agreed to trade with the Hawkers.
Squirrels and hawkers?
The Squirrels, or Scoia'tael as they call themselves, are non-humans who hope to gain equality by shooting folk from behind trees. And Hawkers are merchants who sell arms to the Scoia'tael, illegally.
I see.
Geralt, I'm not exactly welcome here. We non-humans get blamed for everything from the plague through the beast to the warts on the Reverend's arse. I'd look for my friend myself otherwise.
I'll keep my eyes peeled. Let you know if I learn anything.
Thank you, my friend.
But let's ask about the squirrels. And again, of course, we will not get objective information from any characters in this game, because the characters have their own opinions. So asking Zoltan about the squirrels, he'll give his own opinion, and him being a dwarf, as he said, he's not all that sympathetic to them. And Geralt in the books is the exact opposite. He despises them because of what they do. And me, being at least self-proclaimed, and with a few others backing me up on this, pretty intelligent, and having read the books, of course, I don't think they are nice people either. Their methods are twisted, but and I would be inclined to say that their goal is, all right, because of course equality. But when you get down to it, that's not the actual goal. The actual goal is the destroyal of humans, and destroyal of anyone, absolute eradication of anyone, any race, any kind of people. That's kind of wrong. I think most people can agree on this. But let's see what Zoltan has to say about the squirrels.
Can you tell me more about the squirrels?
They're non-human little shits who are fed romantic tales. They've taken up arms to fight for freedom and other ideals. During the war with Nilfgaard, Emir used them to wreak havoc in the kingdoms. I don't know who supports them now.
That is all objectively correct. Zoltan has his head firmly planted on his shoulders. He's a good guy. We can trust him. Not just because he's Geralt's friend, but, because he is Geralt's friend. And I'll enjoy his character. So how's he doing?
So, how are you doing?
You know me, my schemes. I hope to start a modest business in Vizima, bringing in goods from Mahakam. The Breckenrigs are pressuring me.
Let's ask about the Breckenrigs.
The Breckenrigs. Who are they?
My future in-laws. I'm to wed Eudora Breckenridge soon. But my father-in-law-to-be puts too much stock in material things. The Common Cause mine where I worked after the war was a complete failure. I blame it on the bloody times.
So we could ask him how he's doing again to get the Mahakam side, and I say we do it.
So, how are you doing?
You know me, my schemes. I hope to start a modest business in Vizima, bringing in goods from Mahakam. The Breckenrigs are pressuring me.
And also, the later games pronounce it as Mahakam, not Mahakam. But, again, no one except Sapkowski really knows the correct pronunciation of the words. Maybe Poles do, because, well, it might make more sense in Polish. I don't know. I'm not Polish, so I can't say.
From Mahakam? Any profit in that?
I certainly hope so. I made some investments during the war. As they say, money needs to move.
Just so long it doesn't run away.
Geralt!
Oh. Oh, that was a good one. That was a damn good one.
I need to go, Zoltan. We'll talk later.
So, quest completed. Yay, we're a good boy. Dwarf being attacked by racists. He recognized me as an old friend of his. Dwarf's name is Zoltan Chive. He claims to have witnessed my death years ago in Rivia. Sultan seems reasonable and pragmatic. He takes the world with a grain of salt and sees irony in most things. Just like other non-humans, he also seems vexed by racist atmospheres in Temeria. And yeah. Let's loot these guys. I think we have a full inventory now, which could become pretty hindering for us. What's this? Dice box. I think this will... We need to find someone who can tell us about these dice. Our inventory is full, so we cannot pick up more stuff. We should find someone and sell some of this too. Can we have more dice boxes? Apparently we can. Let's start us at a dice. But say we look into that at some later point. Even though I won't get into dice poker in this game, because it's mainly based on luck. But then again, of course, all games of pure skill are all based on luck when it comes down to it. Let's take the money and the flint from these random boxes, and let's check out this house too, I suppose.